Howdy mates, here's a part 2 video, still over at the Myakka River right now. Right now I'm just at a little rest stop, just chilling like a grillin', because, I don't really consider myself a villain right now. Nah, not at all. But yeah, so just a moment ago, I actually was just finishing my setup. I had a little hammock right here. And I gotta tell you, if any of you really want to have some quietness and solitude, the Myakka River is an absolute blessing to have such an opportunity. And same goes for even the Peace River that I went to a couple of weeks ago. The difference is the Myakka River is a bit more what you call, it's a little narrower, as you can see, and it's a lot windier as well. That's just because the Myakka River hasn't been around as long as the Peace River has. So in a sense, the Myakka River is still establishing itself. But as I mentioned in a post yesterday, for staying tuned, I wanted to point out something that was quite fascinating to me. So we all have our 4 common symbols. We got the earth, air, fire, and I believe, and water. Yes. Yeah. Wow. I don't know why I forgot that one for a second. But here, we're really seeing we're basically seeing 2 symbols. Well, we're seeing really all the symbols right now. But this is going to focus more on 2 symbols. So here you have our water and our air. So as I mentioned in a post yesterday, both air and water really come hand in hand. And I think what's particularly fascinating to me is the fact that despite them being completely opposite of each other in terms of the state of matter, it's the way that they behave is very similar. Here's a bit of an illustration. It's here, we're actually along a bank. Whoo, that water's cold. We're along the bank of the Myakka River, and what's quite fascinating to me is if you actually look carefully, especially along the sand here, you can see, especially in the sand, there's a pattern of ripples. I mean, a lot of you, I'm sure, have seen plenty of ripples when you're at the beach. But it even happens here, too. And what's particularly fascinating to me is this sand here. It's almost like you're seeing a desert underwater. I mean, think of it. Sand is usually controlled by wind. So that is the ultimate factor that shapes the way sand is. Hence the ripples. But then you can see here that you can find very similar ripple patterns even underwater as well. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is wind and air and water behave very similarly. They both travel in a fluid-like motion, but yet they still have a different state of matter. Water acts as a liquid. Air is more like a gas. But the thing is, this is what is really the kicker, is this. we need both of those to survive, right? I mean, we need our oxygen, of course, for our lungs and our blood circulation to happen properly. And then we also need water. That's what keeps us hydrated. That's what keeps all of our organs functioning properly. Without water, we would not survive. And that's the thing between all of us that inhabit this planet, especially with living things, is the commonmost resource that we all need is water. But the kicker is if you are served water or air incorrectly, it can kill you at the same time. So for me, to think of that type of statement is actually quite humbling. It just goes to show, like, in honest ways, humans are not always in control. Nature always finds a way to win. Now, some of it can be human caused. You know, for example, with water, it can be pollution, right? But think of it this way, like hurricanes, you know, which are tsunamis, which really emphasize that power of water, can kill you due to impact and even drowning. But then same goes for air. You can also be human caused, you know, especially with pollution, you know, air pollution to be specific, you know, carbon monoxide. You know, if we inhale that, that can also kill us. But the thing is, you know, like tornadoes, you know, that's a action of air that can also kill us too. So it's just very humbling how it's yet those are both resources that we need the most, yet it could still kill us. Wow. I know it may sound like I'm just rambling, but I'm just trying to make a point that, you know, we should never take more than what we need. That's the biggest thing. You know, like air and water have always been a symbol in many indigenous cultures as well. And I'm sure some of you who do follow my content and are members of such indigenous communities can understand where I'm coming from. Despite it seeming to be abiotic, it still seems like it has a personality to it. But, I don't know. It's just a neat connection to think about. It's alright, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and a little bit of my rambling. And I hope you all get to enjoy your Wednesday. It's alrighty. Take care, folks. And once again, the Myakka River is totally worth checking out. And I'll see you guys all later. Alright. Peace out, you guys. Take care.